Happy holidays from the Pickle Punks.
You know, when I am relaxing, sometimes I partake in, various things, and I have a little notebook. So it's called my Smokebook, and when I have thoughts, I write them down.
When you're relaxing?
Can
I'm relaxing.
Can I interrupt you and ask a question? Do you write them down for novelty's sake, or do you think that some genius is going to strike while you're under these influences?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Have you looked at it before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have some thoughts here.
Smokebook thoughts.
The Smokebook. So, thought one. Because some of these are terrible. So, I thought the word "sucks" is this is kind of the segment back to the sort of the homosexuality of the movie. Is that I think the word "sucks" is a homophobic term, and that we should stop using it.
That
when
sucks.
when you say that sucks.
That sucks. The reason why that's not cool is because when you're referring to that, you're basically saying that sucks. What sucks? Negative, you think, oh, that sucks dick. You're basically saying that sucks dick in a shorter, sort of abbreviated term. And what's bad about
Women suck dick. That's positive.
exactly
To me.
So
personally.
if you associate with the negativity, I think that's where you get the leap into
Are you certain that
anti-homosexuality.
that's the origin of the term "suck"?
This is what I came together in my mind in my Smokebook. Brian?
I would want some evidence that that term comes from oral sex, because we also have expressions like "it sucks the life out of me" or "sucks the air out of the room," and
Oh, I see what you're saying.
those
Okay.
presumably aren't sexual in nature.
Not, well, yeah.
So the idea that diamonds are
Is this
forever.
thought number two?
Thought two.
Thought number two.
Okay.
So the idea that diamonds are forever, you know how they market that, like on TV, and it's supposed to be this romantic sort of idea. I got a diamond on my finger and it's forever, just like our love. But I think that's kind of a depressing thing because it's the only thing forever about that instance is the diamond.
Yeah, the diamond won't go away.
The diamond will go
You
away,
will.
but your love will go away and you will die. So you're basically comparing yourself and your love and your life to an impossible situation, which is forever. So yeah.
Love could be eternal.
Can I add a thought to your smoke thought?
So that's the whole point, yeah.
To be.
These are all very undeveloped thoughts that just pop in my head.
Never mind.
Nothing?
He's adding, never mind.
It's like buying roses. Like those are the most temporary of things, and that's supposed to be precious because it's so fleeting. You know, the beauty is intense, but it lasts for a short time. Whereas a rock is this dead, solid, crystallized thing that was originally carbon.
So you're saying rock by itself is depressing?
No, it's just two sides of a spectrum of the relationship between temporality and symbolizing love.
Did you think about that in your smoke thought?
Okay, and third thought.
Okay.
Do you think we will see the point at which paper becomes obsolete?
No, I don't.
No, that seems like we're still using it right now.
Well, maybe not in our lifetime, but at some point ever in the future, could you see a future where paper is not being used anymore?
Not anytime soon. I mean, we still print and file things, and there seems to be something about the tangibility of holding information in your hand.
Permanent records type stuff, like your passport.
I mean, they digitize, boarding passes on your phone to get on a plane.
Yeah, that's true.
Still got to carry that printout, that little piece of paper through customs. Who knows what they do with all those? You ever think about that when you're smoking?
What'd your cigarette tell you was the answer to that?
Well, these are undeveloped, of course.
There was no opinion during the thought?
Well, okay, yeah. So my thought is that, yeah, eventually paper will be obsolete.
You said our lifetime, though.
Well, the first
You think
question would
I'll
sort of
ever
be
see
like,
it?
do you think it would happen in our
What
lifetime?
about rolling papers?
Okay, thought number 3.
I think those will go away. Those are kind of a pain.
Why are some organs duplicated and some not? So I got like 2 eyes. I have 2 kidneys.
Well, you got 2. Yeah, okay.
2 arms, 1 heart.
I think maybe internal organs.
Maybe, 2 kidneys. Why do I need 2 kidneys? What if I had 3 hearts? You know what I'm saying? That could be
Yeah.
a decent situation. I mean, I would say that, like, especially, so then I thought, okay, what's the most vulnerable parts? The extremities. And what are the most important? Like, reproduction. So I should have like 6 penises or something.
You should.
In case one gets, cut off and I'm running through the woods or something.
Well, don't when they're well, come on.
Just saying, that's hanging down. It's
When
like,
they're duplicated, aren't they usually doing like half as much? Like, if I lose one eye, I'm not like, oh, just as good. I got the one. Like, I can see, but I can't see anything on that other side of my body.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think a kidney is an interesting idea. Why do you need 2 kidneys? Couldn't you have, like, one better functioning kidney?
Right.
But then I thought maybe because it's vulnerable, because it's right on your sides. You know, that's a vulnerable spot. What if you get stabbed or stuck by something?
Yeah.
You got two testes.
It seems to work pretty well when you lose one. Or, I mean, you still, like, can function.
You can donate it.
Yeah. You can donate it.
Well, I'm not going to donate
Yeah. That's true. Let's fight for our 6 dicks. I'm not sure I'm using the 1 as much as I should.
Do you think there's a reason why sentences are short a certain length? You know, like how you have like a phone number that's like 3 digits, 4 digits, or even an area code, so 334. So it's easy to remember. You know, 555, 555. They're kind of broken down into segments of information that can be easily understood, and then you move on. I mean, could you have a sentence that's like 4 pages long and have it be, understood? And
you wouldn't be able to remember it, that's for sure. I'm not sure I'm following this thought, actually.
Because it's basically, you have a sentence, right? And it's like you have the subject, you have the verb, you have, the action, whatever, and then period, move on to the next sentence. I think that the reason why they're so short is so that one can have that understanding and then move to the next sentence.
Holy crap, that must have been really good.
So then the idea is do you think there's certain people that can comprehend sentences that are 4 pages long?
I think they're like 2 totally different things. One is like made to be easily remembered, and one is just like a way to communicate ideas, like
Smokebook.
Yeah. I think that one stays in the Smokebook.
I mean, can you at least see a little bit? I mean, the phone number, I think parallel makes sense, You want to have segments of information that's easily understood and remembered. So you can't, if you start with the subject and next thing you're talking about something completely different, might be a little too hard to comprehend.
Yeah, I wonder if the first people that talked was just like a lot of gibberish, and they're like, we should really pare this down into meaningful areas.
I think that a lot of these Smokebook thoughts are answered by other books, which can be read if you're not smoking.
Brian, do you have something specific about the sentence structure?
No.
I thought you would, based on the fact that you work in language, that's all.
Yeah.
Would you, if there was a pill you could take that would give you nightmares, would you take it on occasion?
No, this is no.
No? Brian?
Why would I want nightmares?
You've never woken up from a nightmare and then been like, oh, that was a strange experience, or you didn't get anything out of it? Or maybe sometimes when you wake up, you kind of feel a little bit better about your life because it's not as bad as the nightmare you just had?
No, it's terrifying.
I think of my dreams as random firings of neurons that I hastily assemble into a comprehensible message the second I wake up. I don't really take much out of them.
Would you take a pill?
Thought. I would, actually.
Why?
Because, I find nightmares interesting.
You're literally like, oh, at least nobody's chasing me around with a knife today.
Well, you wake up the next day and you're like, wow, that was crazy. And you kind of have a little bit, it's almost like a little creative activity that you can reflect on, that you experienced, almost like a vacation. Like you experienced something that you will probably never really feel or really experience in a simulation.
Free falling from like a 500-foot tower. Yeah, hopefully I'll never experience
And then you wake
that.
up and you're like, wow, that really felt like I was free falling and I was really going to die. I will never be in a situation like that other than in that dream, unless things go horrible.
I just get really bitter because I'm like, well, why did I dream about that? I mean, I'm like, why couldn't I dream about the same sort of thing, but in an extremely positive, something that I will never experience in an incredibly positive way.
Oh, I see.
Like flying through the air, like Superman.
Having
like,
6 dicks.
Having 6 dicks, yeah. And getting one caught on a tree as I run through the forest and being like, don't care. Got 5 more.
Okay, last one.
Oh, boy.
Do you think that there are certain human functions that were sort of pruned during the time at which we were hunter-gatherers, specifically in the hunting role?
What are you doing?
So, like...
functions that were pruned?
Yeah, so, like, how, in Darwinism, like, there's certain either biological or behavioral things that
like abilities we used to have?
Yeah.
That we no longer have because we're no longer hunters?
Or even, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like what?
I used to shoot arrows from my eyes, but that went away.
Well, like, hunting, I've never hunted before, but I imagine there's a certain skill set in there where, really good eyesight would be important.
Hearing sounds
or
important.
hearing, Or what I thought actually is that like if you had like uncontrollable flatulence, that would be difficult if you were trying to sneak up
Very
on someone.
hungry. Very hungry.
Uncontrollable flatulence.
Because the sound in itself would be disturbing, but also like because they animals can smell and detect.
I feel like that would also hurt you even in today's like your ability to procreate and go forward would be greatly reduced then and now.
Because like if I don't take a shower, or actually if I don't like take a shower or use deodorant often, like I kind of smell bad, but I don't smell that bad. But if there were certain people that smelled really bad, and you're never showering back then,
right.
So like those people would probably have a more difficult time hunting because the animals could smell them.
I think you can control your direction of approach so you're not upwind from them. I think that's a standard move even among hunters who do shower.
Yeah, because even like a nice smelling scent is still a scent.
Yeah, well, that's my last Smokebook.
Smokebook thoughts.
I'll have some more next time.
Back to work.
Any of those sound intriguing at all?
I wish I could say yes.